Hi everyone. Hi John. Thank you for joining me. Hello from New Zealand. Thank you very much. Haven't been on the last couple of weeks because I've been watching everything, as you know. So I wanted to come on tonight to let you know that I am still here watching everything the government's doing. Now, I've written a couple of things down because normally when I do a live, I tend to forget everything I want to say. Now, 2 weeks ago, hi, thank you everyone for joining me. Danny, hello, hope you're doing as best you can. 2 weeks ago, I was outside Scotland Yard, as you know, as a witness to Nathan and Gary Clark serving papers. I mistakenly kept saying they was giving a letter, but I meant to say they were serving papers on treason and sedition. Obviously, the Met Police didn't want to take that, and they knew that was going to happen. Of course they didn't want to take it. And as far as I'm aware, those papers have still not been able to be served. Hi, Ollie. Hi, everyone. Thank you. And later on that night, I then saw a video online with regards to serving of papers from someone called Casanova on YouTube. Now, I don't know who that person is. I'm not saying they're a bad person or anything like that, but they'd arranged a demo in London on the 22nd of June. And the only reason I'm mentioning this is that I've seen quite a few comments from people to say, oh, Tracy was there witnessing it, so it must be okay. I just want you to know, I do not know who has organised the demonstration on the 22nd of June. I have no clue who they are, and that person, Casanova, I'd never seen before until that night. And he did say a couple of things that I did not feel were correct, and they were legal terms. So that's that. Corruption, absolutely, Julie. Hi, Michael from Portsmouth. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. Now, last week I did go to Hyde Park. I didn't get a chance to do a live because I got there quite late and things were happening and the police surrounding. So I just didn't get a chance to do a live. However, I was watching the protesters from afar because, again, that protest I knew was an organised protest. Now we have to remember how the government work. It's so important, so important. They have so many, they have to lead the opposition. So they know how the opposition works. They know where they're going to be. They know what they're going to do. And there is so many controlled oppositions out on the streets. Black Lives Matter is another establishment controlled organisation, and there are a lot of paid protesters amongst that controlled organisation out on our streets. Many. And there are just a lot of ordinary people going to those demos as well. So not everyone knows that. But there are lots of, absolutely, Tanya, lots of plants. Now it's the plants that have been spraying our memorials. Not just the ordinary people going on these demos, it's the plants. I've seen other videos, if you keep an eye across the world, they do the same story in every country. The same story. And I've seen videos where people in these demonstrations has caught people spraying and telling them not to spray. It's a setup. And why? Because here in the UK, people spraying our memorials is going to wind all of us up, isn't it? So then we go out, we will oppose that. Of course we will. We don't want our memorials sprayed. And then we will become the opposition to that demonstration. This is how they do it. They want to divide, they want to distract, and they want to divert us. By doing that, stops you from keeping an eye on what is going on. It's what you can't see that is really what is going on. Now, there were some boards out there today And a couple of the boards were saying, now it's time for communism. Why would people be walking around in this demonstration today holding boards stating now it's time for communism? They want anarchy so they can grab their power, bring martial law in and grab their power. They are socially engineering these demonstrations, and that's why they didn't like the Yellow Vests, because the Yellow Vests were just ordinary people going out on the streets. We never arranged anything with them. We would turn up week after week after week. We were peaceful, yet we continually got attacked. And you see how the police are behaving with this demonstration. Completely different, because they are organised by them. Not everyone knows that who attends them, but they are organised by them. So they know where they're going to go, they know what they're going to do. And then you've got Antifa amongst them, yeah, that are the government's domestic terrorists doing what they're doing out on our streets. You have to be so vigilant, and you have to watch every video they put out, even when the video looks so real. There's false flags, there's psyops, there's covert operations going on. Who gave them the authority to shut down the world? No one did. They just took that. They just took that. Now let me tell you something they did. The monarchy is not the crown. The monarchy is not the crown. The crown is the Bar Temple. And I will show you how they did it, how they changed their standing a long time ago towards us people, yeah? Because it really is, the true divide is just us and them. That is the true divide, and we need to unleash, we use their words, we need to unleash our power as people. And we need to do it differently, because as someone a good person said to me, all it is washing, rinsing and repeat. That's all they're doing. History repeating itself, regurgitating continually, so they can carry on their agenda, taking all our rights away. Our natural rights, our rights that we were born with. And I will show you what they did. They done a planned trespass against us. So no matter what you believe in, they believe, and many others believe, yeah? So how it works is the divine creator created man and woman. We created the government, and we created the government to protect our property. The government created the courts, the judges, the police, and persons. Now, persons, if you look in Black's Law Dictionary, means two things: a natural person and an artificial person. So two meanings to a person in Black's Law Dictionary. And the artificial person is a corporation entity. And this is how they did it. It's all about trickery and deception. Now, we can all stand up tomorrow. Let's say the whole country stood up tomorrow against 5G. Now, I can't comment on 5G. I'm not knowledgeable enough. I've said it before, but I'm just using it as an example right now. If we all stood up against 5G and the government said, okay, no 5G, we'll take it all down. Do you think that would stop the murders, the abuse of the children, the veterans on the streets, the persecution of our veterans, the homelessness, the starvation, them taking the children? Do you think that would stop? No, of course it wouldn't. Because it all boils down to the Crown Temple. Now, they will hate every minute of what I'm telling you tonight. But this is what I stuck with learning, and I didn't divert myself, because I learnt that from when I was told, when my son was murdered, that it was a crime against the state and not my son. And the prosecutor in the Old Bailey and at the appeal courts told us quite clearly that he was prosecuting for the state, not our children. And this is why. This is why. So, in our standing, it was the divine creator, he who creates owns. Then it was man, woman. We created the government. The government created the courts, the judges, the police, the persons, legalese, statutes, codes, acts, and all policy of the corporation. Absolutely, Esther, absolutely. What did they do? They switched it. They switched themselves to the top of their pyramid and then put us all under them. And this is how they covertly do it. Systematic corruption to the highest level. And they cover each other. I know that. I've learnt that because sadly what happened to me. My future is bleak because I feel pain every day over my son. And I don't want you to go through what I've had to go through. But right now, you're living in a nightmare that I'm living in. It's just a different story because what the government are doing. We all know they're also using these protests. So statistically, they can say there's going to be a second wave. That's more of your rights, martial law, and to grab their power. And that is what you need to concentrate on, how it was done. Everyone involved in our boy's case should be charged with misconduct in public office. And I will read you this. I will read you this. Absolutely, Danny. That's exactly it. As a corporation entity. And this is what they're not letting you know. And when you see all these people talking online who are diverting you, who are just controlled state agents, who are not telling you solutions. Solutions is what we need. Proper solutions, not keep letting history repeat itself. Change it. And here's a start. Here's a start. To begin to tackle the problem, one must first become wise to the mechanics and the inner workings of the systematic corruption, the key players and the methods used. Learn your title, your jurisdiction, what you stand under, and learn who you are. Learn who you are. Because they planned their trespass a long time ago. Now, my son was my property, not their property. My property, I created him. And they allowed people to trespass against him. And they also trespassed against my son. Because my son was still alive. They told me he died instantly. And he didn't. My son was alive for almost an hour. Almost an hour. And they didn't fight to preserve his life. So whoever that person was driving that car, because right now we have no concrete proof or evidence to show who was driving that car out of those people in that car that night. There is no evidence to show who it really was. Because they didn't investigate that. Because they spent their time covering it up, putting loads of diversions, red herrings amongst the paperwork. That's what they did. And we shall fight back, people, and we shall fight back the right way, because I spend my time trying to find that right way, watching everything that's going on. I've been out there. Like I said, I was out there. Absolutely, absolutely, he is. They all are. They all are. All political parties work together behind the scenes. They're all run by the same hidden hand people. I could go on. There's a lot more. You've got a lot of stories out there dragging you this way, dragging you that way. All diversion. All diversion. Intentionally. Thank you, Lindy. I appreciate that. They are evil, Diane. That's exactly it. Narcissistic deceivers. And a lot of people that are out here on the front line assist them as well. You know, many of you know who watch YouTube. I'm one of the most attacked people online. You know, and they've tried many things with me, but I just don't go away. And I won't go away. Because of how I was brought up, because I'm a defender. And I will defend my son, George and Harry, and all the other children that you've been hurting. Now, about 3 weeks ago, I did a video and it was called The Hegelian Dialectic. And I had so many common purpose people on that live feed trying to put people off. So that's another thing I was right on, because it's a module they use. Hi, Patrice. Hi, Peter. Absolutely. I won't surrender. And 33 is the number, isn't it? So everyone, take care. I just wanted to let you know I'm still here. I'm still watching. And you will still be seeing me on live feeds. I'm just checking everything out. And please remember, people, even people I know, are just sharing any video at the moment. Research that video thoroughly, because they are setting up false flags, and share the video like it's true. And they can make it look true as well. And that's not always the case. So take care, everyone. Thank you, Carol. I will be on again soon. Never surrender. And don't fear. That's what they want. That's their psychological warfare, making you fear. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. And thank you, everyone, for jumping on so late at night. Thank you.